Okay. Hello and welcome to SourceOutreachMinistries.com. Sister Sandy and I thank you so much for joining us back again. We got another great lesson lined up. Why is Jesus calling us today? Because we are what? Human beings. Human beings. That is a good reason for Jesus to call us because it's all right to be a human. Sandy, what do you think about that word human? What comes to mind?
Oh,
Human.
sort
It's
of
all
like,
right to be.
well, Adam was first a man on earth, right? So
Mhm.
Adam, human, and like sort of
Uh,
similar.
okay. All
And
right.
and so, because everything starts with man and then the woman comes later. So it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
cool that we were like a chosen people, the human people, but it was the Jews that were first the chosen people, and they were over in Egypt, and he wanted to bring them out to the promised land. And then we, the Gentiles, so all the rest of us, of whatever we were at that time back then, they were we were allowed to be part of it because he was so mad at the Jews that they
Mm-hmm.
kept messing up, going back, and then coming back to God, and then going back to the idols. That he said, "No, I'm gonna," like Paul, he started doing with the Gentiles and bringing all the different people in. And so that's how we were lucky enough to be in inheritance, to come in to be heirs of everybody instead of just the Jews. And I know
Mm.
the Jews even today, they're having a hard time with it because they think they're the special ones and no one else, but they're starting to change too. And then
Mm.
for a while they didn't get saved either because they didn't believe, some of them didn't believe that Jesus had come yet. So it's real interesting when you study and dabble into all the histories of all the people. But
Mm-hmm.
human, yeah, the human race, Earth, it's a special place, and God chose it for his chosen, for his people, that he put us here to see if we would come back to him, to come back to
Mm-hmm.
him and defeat the enemy, not
Right.
be part of the enemy's army, part of the enemy's way, that we would pull ourselves out of that and just trust in him. And so it's very great story in this Bible and everything that is taking place in today, because I think in today it's really prominent for today, because back 2000 years ago there was so many things going on too, but now
Mm-hmm.
it's sort of like, we're divided, right? You have the
Mm-hmm.
enemy, and then you have what they either call the remnant or the chosen ones, or the ones that are actually being with the Lord. And so we're kind of like separated, and God wants to bring everybody to him, not just us that already have found him. He wants us to go out and get more, bring them in. And so that's our job, and that's what we're doing, these videos. But we'll go ahead and get on with the
Oh,
story of
okay.
today.
It's so good. Let me just add to that because it starts off, it's all right to be human. We're not talking about the plant kingdom. We're not talking about the animal kingdom. We're talking about the human kingdom. It's all right to be human. It's all right to be different. We got different kind of human beings. We got African human beings. We got Spanish human beings. We got Latinos. We got Chinese. We got Japanese. We got all sorts of different humans. It's all right to be human. Just because I may not be of your ethnicity or your nationality, don't exclude me and say I'm not human. You're gonna say I'm a monkey or I'm a animal. I'm a human just like you are, and it's all right wherever God has made me to be and put me. It's all right to be human.
Right.
So, with that being said, and coupled to what you spoke about with the Jews and the Gentiles, let's read the first paragraph in the book. It's all right to be human. When your mind wanders while you are praying, don't be surprised or upset. We shouldn't be. Simply return your attention to me. Share a secret smile with me, knowing that I understand. Rejoice in my love for you, which has no limits or conditions. Whisper my name in loving contentment, assured that I will never leave you or forsake you. Intersperse these peaceful interludes abundantly throughout your day. This practice will enable you to attain a quiet and gentle spirit, which is pleasing to me. So see, no matter what comes our way, I think you used it earlier, circumstances, situations. So what if we get a phone call and someone makes us mad and we may lose it a little bit? Guess what? It's all right to be human. We can get upset. Paul did, Joseph did, Moses did. Carol and Sandy is no different. Why? Because I'm a human being. It's all right. And when we do have those moments, what did she said in the book? That the Lord is what? With us. He said, I'm still with you. Because you're what?
Right.
Human.
And
I'm not perfect yet.
I like that what they say when you kind of smile at, and like it's sort of like when you're walking with the Lord, you sense him with you. And when
Hmm.
situations arise, sometimes it's so good for us just to observe. And sometimes we smile, but people don't know why we're smiling. But we're
Hmm.
smiling to Jesus because he has instructed us to just be still, be quiet. The mouth doesn't need to start. And you just smile and go, wow. You see the circumstances out there, but you don't get into it. And
Exactly.
he's with us all the time. Just,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Sister Cindy, let's take a look at the first scripture. Let's have you to read for us Deuteronomy 31, verse 6. Deuteronomy, everyone, chapter 31, verse 6.
Okay. Be strong and of good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, he is he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee nor forsake thee. And that's exactly what we were just saying, that
Hmm.
when you're walking in this world and you have accepted the Lord Jesus in your life, and you're reading this Bible, he's always with you. And the more you read this and study it, you will sense him being with you all, even the more, all the time. And the Holy Spirit inside, he's directing your mouth, he's directing what to do wherever you're at, and how to act and what to be. And so this is thing, because he won't forsake you. He won't make you look like a fool. You make your own self look like a fool, but he's not. He says,
Hmm.
fear not, don't be afraid,
Right.
because the
And it's
Lord is
all
with you.
right.
Yeah.
And so what he's letting us know that even God's own people had fear in them. Here you are with Moses, and Moses got a relationship with the Lord. He done brought you through the Red Sea, but they were still human. They were still had fear in them. They were still afraid, even though they had the assurity that God is with them, they still had fear. But
Right.
Moses had to come back and let them know, I know you're human. Don't fear. God is with us. Moses was human too. You can imagine, what he had to withstand to calm all these people down. Why? Because he was human just like they were.
Right. Because it's interesting too, because if you study the Bible every day, it's sort of like right now we're in Exodus.
Yep.
And to me, sometimes the Israelites were very selfish, spoiled people, because they were always screaming at Moses, right? What are we going to eat? What are we going to drink? And that's a
Mhm.
typical human, like a
Yeah.
child, right? I'm hungry. Where's lunch? Whoa. No, and I was looking at that and I'm going, wow, yeah, we can be so demanding and so
Yeah.
selfish. And
Yeah.
but sometimes that kind of goes away when you get in the word. You're more giving and you're more trusting.
Hmm.
Don't be worrying about where's my food coming, where's my rent coming, where's my house coming, because it comes. And when you
Hmm.
as you trust, just it just continues on and on, and it comes.
That's
But I
right.
guess they were just so untrusting that
Hmm.
they were always driving Moses crazy.
That's right. Because they were what? Human.
Human
They were
nature. Yeah.
humans. That's right. Woo. Hey, Sister Sandy, could you read for us that last paragraph? And then we're going to go to the next scripture in First Peter 3:4. Read that last paragraph.
Okay. As you live in close contact with me, the light of my presence filters through you to bless others. Your weakness and your woundedness are the opening through which the light of the knowledge of my glory shines forth. My strength and power show themselves most effective in your weakness. We were just saying that. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
So here, Jesus, he's confirming to us, you are weak You know, sometimes you have no strength.
Mhm.
It's okay because you are what? Human.
Right.
Even in your weakness, I can bring my strength. Even when you're in your depression, I can bring you up out of it.
Right.
Why? Because I know you're human. That's why Jesus was able to come down from heaven and down the cross and to take on the sins of man, because he needed to feel what man felt, what humans went through. He needed to experience that in the flesh. He needs to know what it was like when we cried, when family members didn't believe us and people left us. Jesus had to feel that as a human. And on top of that, he felt it as a spiritual being as well. Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about I'm only human. It's right to be human. Now we see why, don't we?
That's right.
Sandy, can you read for us First Peter
Okay.
chapter 3, verse 4, and give us your thoughts on that?
But let it be the hidden man of the heart, and that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God of great price. Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, we studied this a while back in another one of our studies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see.
So we're just human.
Yeah.
So according to this scripture, Jesus is the hidden man inside of this weak, sinful body of mine.
Right.
He's the hidden man. And now that he's inside of me, he says, in that which is not corruptible. So he ain't corruptible. So now that he's in me, that's going to change my human activity. I'm now going to be meek and quiet. I'm going to be humble. I'm
Right.
not going to be corrupted. I'm not going to be egotistical. I'm not going to be a narcissist. I'm not going to be, it's me, me, me. I'm the one. I'm the one. Not when you got Jesus.
Right.
See, now I know I'm a human when I can say, you know what? It ain't all about me. Let me humble myself. I got a right to be a human. I got a right now to know that I was wrong. Let me humble myself because I got to be meek and quiet now because I got Jesus inside of me.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, everything changes. Everything.
Exactly. So everything we do, we're not doing it in front of a camera, in front of just social media cameras, you know, all the websites that we have. Everything we do, that man and woman do, God is the camera. He is the biggest camera. His eyes can see all over the globe. There's no camera that man can make that can outdo God's eyes, his camera. He sees everything all the way down to the heart. All the way to the heart. Why? Because we are human beings. Whew. Sister Sandy, we got one more scripture for this lesson with the audience. Please follow along with us. We're going to now go to 2 Corinthians.
Right.
And we're going to take a look at chapter 4. And we're going to read verse 6 and 7. Sandy, you want to read that for us and comment?
Sure. For God, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, hath shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. Wow. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of God and not of us. And that's the whole thing, this whole lesson in the series, that we want to be more like God and put ourselves in a box and close it and follow what his characteristics are, what his personality is, what he would want us to be doing out there, not what we think we need to be doing out there. We have to follow exactly what he teaches us in this word to follow, and then get out there and do what we do. And that's what we're trying to do in these lessons for you. Yeah, that's what I get out of this. It's just, it's amazing. Yeah.
Let me just add one final thought, and we'll close out on this lesson. I love what the scripture says here, that, you know, when we've been in darkness, darkness is just a symbolic of being ignorant, being deceived, being manipulated, being in untruth.
Mhm.
And so when we come out of that darkness, we're now coming into the light. And guess what? It's all right to be a human. Yeah, I can admit that I was under the slave of ignorance and darkness and manipulation and lies. I can admit that. But guess what? I'm no longer following the deceptions, the lies. I guess what? I'm in the light now, like you just said, in the word of God. And guess what? It's all right. So what if some people don't like you no more? So what if you
Right.
lose family and friends? So what? You're no longer in the pit with them. You're no longer in the ignorance and the darkness of all these crazy wow stories that's out there. So many people are grabbing them like it's truth and they're not.
Right. Very gullible.
It's
Very
okay.
gullible. Yeah.
I'm human. Yeah, I may have followed them, but guess what? Not no more. I got the light now. I saw that they were liars, manipulators,
That's
like the
right.
Pharisees and the Sadducees.
Really good. Really good lesson.
Hey, listen, that's going to conclude that lesson for today. I'm Minister Love with Sister Sandy. As we always tell you, check us out at sourceoutreachministries.org, blackhoopministries.com, and mybibleregistration.com. Check us out next week. You don't want to miss next week's lesson. God bless you all.